Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. It's Friday morning, and we got everybody here today. How's it going, gentlemen?
Good.
Terrible.
How are you guys?
It's going.
Terrible. No, it's terrible.
Terrible.
The Astros picked up. I have not seen them pick up anybody in this free agency thing, and God knows we need pitching.
I mean, getting close to the end too. Only got 4 days left.
Yeah.
So the Mariners decided to upgrade their Ford Escort for a Ford Focus, so it wasn't really a change. It's just a different model, but really the same thing. We're seeing this year Ty France was a 223 hitter, and they bring in Randy, and he is a 211 hitter. So not exactly the vote of confidence that I would want over their career. 264 versus 256. So I mean, it's just new paint, but the same car.
Man,
That's probably one of the biggest vote of confidence I've ever heard about anybody.
All I'm hoping for is it jumpstarts something, because the numbers don't say that was a great move. I mean, you could have kept your guy and essentially had the exact same production. So I don't know. I don't really see the benefit there. Like if they went and got a Bellinger or something that add some splash to it, I get it. But if you're just like, yeah, I'm going to have this like pretty average guy and I'm going to replace him by another, pretty average guy. It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Yeah, but you got to imagine that there is usually ball players get to the back of their card. You know what I mean? So the fact that he's hitting 211, actually gives a little bit, it's like, all right, he was having a down year, needed the change of scenery. Maybe getting the change of scenery, elevates him a little bit. He's now more closer to the playoff race than he was with the Rays.
That's true. Yeah, and I mean, hopefully it's the change of scenery does help. I mean, that's the one thing I can hope for, because the numbers don't make you feel good. So you're hoping that getting to a new club, new atmosphere can reinvigorate what we've seen from him in the past. That's about the only thing that I feel good about on this move so far.
Well, and it was two prospects, so it wasn't like they gave up. Yeah,
they didn't give up. Well, it was two prospects and then a player to be announced later. So whatever that means. Yeah,
a player to be named later could be the same guy. I've seen that happen where the player to be named later is this guy. We want to give him back. We don't want to rent him anymore.
Much. And in that scenario, it's hilarious because then you just robbed a couple of prospects.
Right.
So, but I got to imagine they're not done yet. I mean, this was really, there hasn't been anything going on at this trade deadline.
Yeah, it's been really quiet.
What day is the deadline? Like what exactly? I know
30th.
It's like 30th. Okay.
Yeah,
on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're 4 days.
And they were talking about how that they may decide, or that they would like for this to extend to about August 15th. That they want to, not this year, obviously.
Sure.
But this year it looks to be one of the weakest trade deadlines of all time. Usually there's a flurry of trades that happen around here, and there may still be.
Yeah.
But what's causing all of this is that obviously there are many teams who still think that they have possibility of wild card, and that it's too early to do this. Have the trade deadline. Where everybody thinks that they could still be buyers.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know, you're just not going to do anything.
So I think if they were to move it to August 15th,
sure,
that it would eliminate a few more teams.
Yeah. Let's just push it out to August 31st. because once September 1st happens anyways, if you're not on a roster on September 1st, you can't play in the playoffs anyways.
I think that you need to incorporate a little bit. So I don't know that you can do it August 31st. You need to be able to incorporate. That's why I say you give them that 15 or 16 days by having it on August 15th.
Regardless, a trade deadline should never be on a Tuesday. It should be on a Sunday. I don't like the whole being on a Tuesday thing. I think it should always be on a Sunday. Because all the games are played at 1:00 anyways on Sunday. Besides it's 7:00 at night Sunday night game. So all those trades have to be done by a certain time then on Sunday for all the teams to have those players possibly added to their roster by Sunday.
But it's done at 4:00 on Tuesday.
Yeah,
4 p.m. Eastern time.
You can push it to like 6 p.m. Sunday because all the games are at 1 besides that one Sunday night game.
Yeah, I don't know that it matters what day. I think that, like I said, it's just a matter of I think that you need to, because of the new format with the 3 wild card teams, that you need to push it out a little bit further.
Yeah.
And since you took away the waiver process, that you should split that. That's what I'm saying, that you're splitting the waiver process and the trade deadline in half, so that you're extending the trade deadline by 2 weeks, but you remove the waiver process.
Besides, I'm good with it being on a Tuesday anyway. It was always kind of fun when you'd see a manager walk out to a guy playing a base, being like, "Yeah, so I realize we're in the 3rd inning, but you've been traded, so go ahead and take a shower."
That's always fun.
Hey, it happened at an Astros game where they went from one side of the dugout to the other side of the dugout.
Can you imagine if that would have been Dylan Cease yesterday and he was still on the White Sox and he's got a no-hitter going in the 8th inning and all of a sudden he gets traded, the manager comes out, I understand that you got a no-hitter going here in the 9th inning, but you've been traded, so I'm taking you out of the game.
I mean, it wouldn't be the dumbest no-hitter move this season. So
That's a great way to break up a no-hitter.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. This guy is not going to no-hit us. We are going to go ahead and pick him up. That would be hilarious.
Wow.
That would be.
Now that would be horrible. That would be a horrible feeling. God, that'd be horrible.
So I didn't see any more text messages about yesterday. I saw that the first game was 11-1 win. Was there no more games yesterday?
No, we only had the one game yesterday. We have 2 today.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
that's a pretty solid first round to go and just beat the hell out of somebody. 11-1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we played the 7 seed yesterday, so we have the 3 seed first today, and then if we lose that, it's a double elimination, so we're not technically done if we lose that game.
I gotcha.
But if you win that game, then what?
Then we go to face the winner of the 1 versus 4. And then if we win that game later, then we automatically go to the championship round on Sunday. So then we would have Saturday off. And the 2 teams would play each other in basically a win and advance game tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Nice.
So gives you one day to talk smack on the other team. Not bad.
And is it a possible doubleheader if you lose the one, or is it modified that
it'll be 1 Saturday, 1 Sunday. It'll still be double elimination format, but if we were to win both today and then we would lose tomorrow, then we would only have 1 game on Sunday. They wouldn't make us play a doubleheader tomorrow because there'd only be 2 teams left.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that if you were to win these 2 games on Sunday, you would still be undefeated in this process. So if you were to lose game
then
1,
Sunday would be a doubleheader. Then
okay, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Lost
Like,
that
is it a modified?
Yeah.
Is it a modified double elimination where at in the championship game you would only have 1?
Yeah, it'd be a modified doubleheader for you.
So, but all right.
I mean, the number 1 seed won 27-2 yesterday, so
Oof.
they got some good sticks.
Damn.
So you're gonna be throwing at a lot of those kids, huh?
No, I'm not actually, because they used their best pitcher their first game. We did not. We're using ours for this game.
Got ya. So I mean, but That means that their pitcher would be ready for.
He'd be ready for because he's got to sit 4 days because of the pitch counts. He threw 100 pitches, so he's got to sit 4 days. So he's done.
Crazy.
For the rest of the tournament? No.
Yep.
Till Sunday.
No, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is only 3-day rest. He needs a 4-day rest period.
Oh, so he has to play on the 5th day?
Yeah.
Why would you use him so early?
Their thought process is the only way to advance is to win. So go with our ace to guarantee that we can pretty much put ourselves in a position to play for the championship versus my mindset yesterday was if I have to swap pitchers mid-game, I can.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I agree with the premise. You have to win to continue on.
They were up 14-0 after the second inning. So they could have easily taken him out after that second inning. And then he could have pitched today. Because he was only at like 23 pitches after 2 innings.
Well, and that's my next question. If so, say that occurs, and I don't know what your rules are, 'cause all rules are different. So they pull him out in the second inning.
Yep.
And they put in another pitcher, and that pitcher starts to let up a lot of runs. Now, at the end of the third inning, it's 14-10. Are they able to put back in the original pitcher?
Yep. So if you throw under 40 pitches, no matter if it's, you can throw up to whatever it is, 100 pitches a day. So if he would throw 39 pitches, he could pitch again today. If you throw 40 to 59 pitches, you have to sit 1 day. If you throw 50 to 69, you got to sit 2 days. If you throw up to 85, you sit 3 days, and then 85 plus, you sit 4. So they can use a multiple. So if they would take him out in the second inning and all of a sudden it becomes 14-10 and they bring him back in, it depends on what his pitch count is. That determines how long he's got to sit.
Well, and the championship is Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't have pulled him out to be able to use him in the championship.
84 pitches.
Right? Well, especially because he was at 23 pitches after 2 innings, and he was at like I think 51 after 3, so he was going to have to sit 2 days. So
yeah, I would have shut him down right there.
And then he throws 34 in the next inning. So then it's like, well, now he's at 85, so we have to throw him another inning because regardless if you pull him at 85, he's still got to sit the 4.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he hit,
but 50, he's only allowed to throw 100 pitches.
Yeah,
at 100 at the 100th pitch.
Yeah,
I guess 100 pitch.
Well,
and the end of that batter.
Yeah, so if he's at 99 pitches at the start of the batter and it's an 8-pitch at bat, then he finishes at 107.
Got you.
But yeah, he was at like 51 pitches after 3 innings, and all of a sudden at the end of the 4th, he's at 85. So it's just like, well, now you got to throw him another inning because regardless if you pull him now, he's still got to sit 4 days.
Oh, dang.
But then on top of that, I mean, these are 7-inning games, right?
Yeah.
So now you put in another pitcher, even if he's the scrub at the end of the bench, he's still throwing 30 or 40 pitches.
Yep.
So, I mean, because now you got he may have thrown a shutout. You know, that one kid threw the shutout. Although when you're throwing 30 pitches in an inning, that makes me think that you're throwing walks. Somebody scored.
I mean, to the one kid's credit, the kid had a 17-pitch at bat.
Wow.
Like he worked the count full, and then he fouled off like 11 straight pitches. So like, I mean, that's like out of a 31-pitch inning, half the pitches were in that one at bat.
I hope he got to base.
He got a single on the last pitch.
All right, cool. I mean, when you battle through like that, even if it's a walk, like you want to see the batter get it done.
And the last pitch was in the dirt, and he just throws the freaking bat at it, and he flicked it over the first baseman's head into the grass. Like you fall off 17, or like you have a 17-pitch at bat, you deserve to have a little bit of luck somehow.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's already hard enough to bat. You might as well, if you're battling through like that. I like to see a guy get on the bag, whether it's a walk or a hit, doesn't matter.
Plus, it's the pitcher battling though. The pitcher's battling too, though. I mean,
no, the pitcher sucks because you just got hit.
Yeah, I mean, like he threw like I think 10 straight fastballs, and the kid kept falling off the fastballs. So I'm like, well, are you just not going to go off speed? Are you just going to keep throwing the fastball and hoping you put him away? And eventually he throws the breaking ball in the dirt, and the kid just flicks at it and flails like a 95-foot single.
Looked like a line drive to me.
Those are the box scores, a line drive off the wall.
Yep. Plus, it does two good things, right? Because you're on your way to getting that pitcher out of there also.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Yeah, see, and do you have to finish once a pitcher engages a batter? Does he have to finish with that batter?
No, you can pull him at any time.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought that too. I mean, you wouldn't never see that really in major leagues, but but
Yeah, unless they get hurt, basically. Yeah.
Because I would have considered that, like, hey, after he's got his 10th pitch of that at bat, and it's a full count at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now's the time to switch up the pitcher, and he might walk that guy, but it's at that point you're still saving the pitcher.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
We threw 3 different kids yesterday, and none of them threw more than 45 pitches.
And what age group is that?
Like basically freshmen, sophomore, so 15, 16-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Okay. Shit, yeah. Okay.
So what was that final pitch? Was that the eliminator or was that the humiliator? Which Vaughn pitch was that?
It was the get me over to try to get him out.
All right. Well, so there you go. And the final score was 11-1. So you guys took care of business, and now later today. What time today is it happening?
First game for us is at 1:00 Central, and then we play at 5:30 after that.
Okay.
Nice.
Give or take. If everything runs on time, that's the time. And if one game gets done quicker, that changes everything. But then if you have a long game, then everything gets pushed back.
Right.
Because the first game just started at 11, so we'll see.
Got ya. Do they have time limits on these games in these tournaments or no?
Nope, 7 innings, or if you're winning by 15 runs after 4 innings, it's called, or if you're up by 10 after 5, it's called.
Really?
Yep.
So 15. So they only played 4 innings, and the kid had.
Yep. They had a 14-run first inning. They had a 10-run second inning, and then it was 2-1.
That is amazing.
Yeah, they can. They're the 5-time state champs for a reason.
Yeah, they got some bats.
They can swing it.
Well, now I'm interested to hear what their number 2 pitcher does. Because obviously now it's like you have to really manage the rest of your pitching staff.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like they may have put themselves in a little bit of a quandary if their best pitcher.
Yeah. If you're the parent on the losing team, do you just after that first inning, like where you got 14 runs, do you just look at your wife like, hey, look, I know he's our son, but let's get out of this traffic. Just saying it, just go home and say, hey, catch a ride home and your friends will pick you up later. I mean,
well, it's not so easy because the school that lost 27-2 is like from 4 hours away from here. So it's not like you can just hop in the car and drive home. It's like, well, we're staying at a hotel this weekend. So
like you look at your kid like, I drove 4 hours for this shit.
You get to marinate in the sadness. I like it.
That is why they serve alcohol at this tournament. I'm pretty sure a lot of the parents.
Man, listen, you better serve some alcohol. Damn.
Could you imagine you got 1 hour of driving per inning played? And actually, I guess 2 because you got to drive home still.
Could you imagine the second inning it's like 24-0? You're like, Myrtle, seriously, can we just get in the damn car?
Right.
Junior,
Wave the white flag. Let's get out of here. I like that you went to Myrtle. Is this 1923? What are we doing?
Listen, damn it, if you're getting beat that bad, shit.
Yeah, my dad. And Henry, Myrtle and Henry, is that what that is?
Exactly.
That's just like Liza. Like, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza.
They got the Aunt Fern. Picking out some old ones there. So I saw that Stetson Bennett is back with the Rams. So that's interesting because I thought him stepping away, I thought that actually because he never actually played with the team, I thought maybe that did something to that draft position. But that means that Jimmy G is probably your third option on that.
Yeah, it's a toilet cover.
Unless
I didn't realize Bennett was there, and I could see Bennett starting over Garoppolo.
Unless he's just brought in for training camp and preseason, because a lot of teams carry 3-4 quarterbacks for the training camp and preseason portion of things.
Well, I think you're going to end up seeing a lot more 3 quarterbacks being carried just during the season based on last year where everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Dak almost winning the MVP. That lets you know that all of your stars got hurt.
And he says right here that Prescott admits playing for another team may be a reality.
Oh, of course. I feel like they might as well just rip the Band-Aid off, because this sure looks like
the Band-Aid's already ripped off. Now it's just like now we just gotta put the rubbing alcohol in.
Yeah.
Get it.
I think we should just throw salt into the wound.
Salt into the wound and then take a bottle of vodka and clean it out.
Maybe a little Texas Pete.
Lemon juice, salt and lemon juice. That makes it work really nicely.
Yeah,
man. But I don't know who's going to sign him. Like he's not going to get the money that he thinks he wants if he goes to another team.
If Jordan Love gets 60, he'll get 60.
I don't believe that, actually. I think that he only gets 60 with the Cowboys. I don't believe that he'll get 60 with any other team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you see the Steelers doing it?
I could see Miami taking that swing if they don't love Tua.
Could you see the Steelers doing it?
No, not really.
Because Russell and Fields are both on 1-year deals.
No, that I know, but probably not.
What about Carolina, though?
No, they're not giving up.
No, because they have Bryce. But I could see the Giants doing some dumb stuff.
Well, but they don't believe with Bryce Young. Or Bryce Young has another crappy season like he did last year.
He's going to have a crappy season because the team is terrible.
Well, that's true. I mean, they're terrible, but he's just small. I just don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. The team
is terrible.
I mean,
I get it. Trust me, I get
most of that team is backups the rest of the league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got a couple of decent players, but for the most part, that's not going to be great. They're on their 6th coach in 3 years.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know. Could they do something dumb like that? 100%. I wouldn't rule it out because that's the type of stuff they do. But I don't see them doing it. For the Steelers, I think they end up signing one of the 2 guys that they have on their roster now. Just because this coming year, they're going to be too good to be in the sweepstakes for the 2 decent quarterbacks that are coming out. So I would imagine either Russ or Fields, or, who knows? Maybe they take a shot at Cousins if Penix gets the start.
Realistically, though, if Dak leaves, you look at next season and how next season is going to play out, there's really only 2 teams that are going to need a quarterback, potentially 1. Because if Miami sticks with Tua, then the only 2 teams that are going to need a quarterback next year would be Dallas and Pittsburgh.
Unless they sign one of the 2 they have to longer-term deals.
No, and that's the thing, is they got 2 guys in-house. So say Wilson shows out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll keep it.
And then you're looking at Dallas basically having to re-sign Dak because nobody else needed a quarterback.
But then Dak's got to take a lesser amount because then Dallas will hold the nuts over him.
Well, either that or they're going to have to put kind of a long contract, and they essentially just kick the ridiculous cap hit that they're encountering this next season.
Right.
Because, they either this cap hit and move on from him, or they move that 5 years down the road. But in either scenario, Dak is a real problem for him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even if you move it 5 years down the road, it's not – that means you got between now and then, you're still not doing well in the cap anyway. I mean, how much better are you going to improve in that 5-year span?
I mean, you're not. You're just moving win and destroys your team.
I'm not
I mean, whether he's on the roster or not, he's a $60 million hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I get it. Yeah, but he's not going to go as long out as what they would want because he's going to want that shorter, bigger contract. They can't afford that.
No, I mean that's why I say, like, if they do re-sign Dak, it's got to be for a longer deal.
Oh yeah,
that'd be 6 or 7 years.
No, exactly, so that they can try and salvage some of this cap nightmare that they're already in.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this has been. Actually, I'm just looking at some of the news, and the Detroit Lions have had a real rough start of the camp. First, their kicker is out for the season.
He wasn't gonna be the starting kicker anyways. I don't care what anybody says.
Right, well, they were saying the UFL guy is going to take over.
Jake Bates was going to win that job because of his leg.
I mean, that's fair.
But then you got Isaiah Buggs, who just got convicted of animal cruelty and is doing hard labor.
Yep, he took place in the Michael Vick dog training school.
Perfect.
Yeah. What do you have? Like 14 dogs, I think, on his compound.
Yeah, 14 or 15.
I mean, I don't get it. I mean, and the Lions had a similar issue last year, not with animal cruelty, but everybody getting suspended for gambling. They had a bunch of players. They had a bunch of staff people. I mean, the hell are they doing over there?
Something in the water.
They're biting kneecaps off.
Right? Well, maybe they should stick to football. I mean,
yeah, I'm about to say. I mean, come on. You know, like people. Well, okay. If you're not going to learn from DUIs, and God knows we've had lots of those now at the NFL, they're certainly not going to learn from Michael Vick and dogfighting, right?
I mean, I could even, like, of the things, I can even kind of wrap my head around a DUI. Like, it's stupid, but I can at least kind of get that. But you're out there dogfighting, or there's people getting suspended all over the place. You're like, you know what? I bet I could gamble and it's cool. Like, really? Like, I mean,
I bet I could gamble on football and not get caught. Oh shit! I gambled on my own team.
Because a DUI, at least at that point, you're like, okay, you went a little hard celebrating or whatever. You can at least kind of wrap your head around that happening. But the other things,
you only wrap it around though when they don't get in accidents. If they get in accidents, then we don't wrap our head around so much. Then we're like crucified. I mean, we should be crucified no matter what. You know,
I told you when I opened with it, I said it was dumb. So I'm not excusing it. Like it's dumb regardless. But you can at least see how that one can happen. Whereas the other things, you have to go out of your way.
I understand that. Yeah.
Like you gotta raise dogs to go fight. Like this was.
No, I understand the planning process and the cognizant that goes behind it. I understand. Trust me, I get what you're coming from on that. I just never understood any of it. I mean, how hard is it to get a damn party bus? You guys make so much damn money. Why not have a party bus taking you wherever you got to go?
I'm not excusing it in any way.
But I understand. But I understand what you're saying, because you're saying like how much premeditation and planning and money and time and sweat equity to raise the dogs. I get it. I mean,
because I mean, the DUI thing could just be a dumb decision at an event, right? Because it's not like you have to be blasted out of your mind to get a DUI. So, again, not excusing it. Get a car, have a buddy, whatever. But when you're talking about, whether you're gambling on football, like before you even start, you're not supposed to do that. There is nobody playing football that's like, I bet this is okay. Or any sport, really. But then you go as far as dog fighting. It's like, okay, well, there's a lot of prep that goes into that. That's not just, I was walking through the mall and now I'm dog fighting. Like, that is not how that works.
Correct.
After watching what Henry Ruggs did, these people are like, hey, I can do that too.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. But, like I said, that's So that was a good start for the Detroit Lions. And more 49ers news. Trent Williams says, "No, I'm not coming to camp. The
Yep.
fact that I am the third highest tackle in the league is wrong. I want to be the first."
I mean, I kept thinking that the Niners were going to be, able to run this back one more time, but man, I'm not sure they are.
Dissension in the ranks.
They are imploding. Awesome.
Yeah.
Here for
I like it. I like it. So, I realistically, I think that he'll probably come in. I mean, like I said, he's the third highest paid tackle in the league. So at what's it's like $31 million.
Yeah, and he's holding out a training camp, which honestly he wasn't going to participate that much in anyway.
Right.
Oh, actually, it's $31 million is the cap hit. He's actually making $23 million, and there's only two people above him: Andrew Thomas from the Giants, which is funny, and Laramie Tunsil from the Texans.
Okay.
So I'm like, dang, that's a lot of money to just say nope, I ain't coming. But that was the problem. Hey, he's played this game with Washington, and he is probably the best tackle in the league. Trent. So
yeah,
when you have the best, there's everybody else behind him. Yeah.
But it sure makes it hard to really keep people with that hard cap and stuff, and the people you got to pay. It does make it hard to to field a really good team when you're paying only a few positions that absorbent amount of money. It's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Bo, what do you think about the Seahawks working out Adrian Martinez?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, it's the Seahawks have such a wide range of what they could be this year. I don't know that working anybody out makes me feel great, just because there's so many new pieces.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to see some of this team before I can get excited about trying anybody else out, because everybody seems like they're a tryout, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But that is the halfway point, so let's do this real quick. Right here in the Pacific Northwest, True Fusion Gym has a new location in the University Village area. If you use the QR code on the screen, you get a free 5-day pass at any of the locations, one in Bellevue, Ballard, and their new one in UV. Be sure to use that code and, of course, find your edge at True Fusion Gym. All right.
So what do you think about Julian Love getting his new contract extension?
I mean, that's good. They need some of these guys to be signed, right? Because, I mean, a lot of these guys are on one-year prove-it deals they've brought in. So, I mean, outside of a couple of guys that are still on their rookie deals, and Julian Love's good. Like, he's a good safety. So I liked that. And it's not a crazy deal, as I recall. It was like a 3-year. So I don't remember the number offhand, but I mean, it wasn't
3-year, $36 million.
36. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's not a crazy deal. So I like that. Adds a little bit of stability at the safety position, especially after they let go a few safeties. Obviously Jamal Adams, not that he played a whole lot, but Quandre Diggs being let go. Still amazingly not on a team. So that's kind of a surprise. But yeah, no, I did like that addition.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not too bad. The number seems right.
Yeah.
To be able to kind of do that.
And he's a Pro Bowler, right? I mean, it's not like he's a lower end safety. Like he's one of those top tier guys. Not the very top, but.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you over the singing.
Yeah. Justin, what's happening over there, man?
My daughter's building her Legos over in the corner.
Understood. Every once in a while, she peeks her head and says, "Hi."
Exactly.
But, anyways, like it says, it's obviously they have our first practice is actually August 1st that they're going to show to the public for the Eagles. So that's coming up. I'm not even going to be able to be there for it.
What?
Well, I'm going to be in
So
Denver and Seattle.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to miss that, which is okay.
I feel like this is a compliment for sure, but then also at the same time, those guys barely talk about sports. They spend more time arguing than anything.
I was looking at this and it says Cowboys are stressed over their massive contracts. Says they'll pay time. They got no money to pay no damn massive contracts. What are they talking about, man? Like, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious now to see what exactly it is that they're going to try to do. Because, I mean, what the hell? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the longer this takes, the worse your season is going to be.
Yeah, I know already. That's what I'm already thinking. So, I mean, are they going to actually try to keep CD? I don't know how we're going to have money for CD and Micah. And, I mean, I just don't. Somebody's got to go.
I mean, who are you going to throw to? CD's gone.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like he has most of his career.
Well, I'd look at it more as, you know what? It's the truth be told is that they are in cap hell because they put themselves there. Obviously,
Normally they put themselves there.
The fact that Dak doesn't want to restructure his contract to try to win a ring tells me all I need to know.
They only cares about money.
It's selfish. It's selfish. Just like everybody else on that team.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why Mahomes, he restructures because it's like, I can move money here and there. That's why Brady did it. Of course, he had a wife that made 3 times as much money as he did. But, I mean, great quarterbacks want to continue to remain great by making sure you could pay other people so that they can look great.
Of course. And that's exactly right. I totally agree with that 100%. And that's why I think the true leaders are the ones that do the sacrificing like that. Because leadership is not an easy thing to do. But it does. It takes a real leader to see that point and actually put the team ahead of himself.
Right.
I mean, especially because he's already had a contract that was a good contract.
Yeah.
I have no problem of you coming off your rookie deal and trying to get the bag, right? Because NFL careers are short. And if you didn't get your shot while you were in your rookie deal, which is generally your best deal, your best chance at a ring, right?
Right.
Go get the bag, right? Get that generational wealth that changes your life moving forward. I'm with it. But after that, if you're still in the league, hey, rings matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That's one of the things I really like about Hurts is Hurts lives in a $225,000 home with his parents out in Humble, Texas, has a little apartment out there in Philly, and really, he's not. I don't think he's as much about. I'm sure he wants the bag, but he really does put other things first. He doesn't have all the flashy things that all these other players have.
And by going and getting the bag, I don't mean go out and try and be the most expensive guy to ever play the sport. I just mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like I think Hurts kind of does that a little bit too for a young man.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he does.
If you're going out to try and reset a market, you're not going to win. Like I don't care what team you're on, that team's not going to win. You just can't pay. It's the only sport with a real hard cap, right? It's none of this like finesse cap where you can get around it and whatever. I mean, there's still ways to finesse this cap, but at the end of the day, the cap is what it is.
Pigs, you guys just made a nice trade.
Who?
No, Phillies just made a nice trade.
Did they?
Yeah, they just picked up Austin Hayes from the Orioles.
Really?
For Christian Pache and Sarah and Anthony Dominguez.
Wow, that's actually great. Both of which says more to come. Acquired outfielder Austin Hayes So now let me find out who Austin Hayes is.
Austin Hayes is like viewed as a center fielder of the future for Baltimore until what's his nuts had a breakout year, Cedric Mullins. But he's a very good defender. He's not great offensively, but he's a very good defender with speed.
Well, that was exactly what the MO was of Brandon Marsh.
Yeah.
Had speed, and wasn't very good at the plate. And our batting coach actually got him up and running. Now this year has been a little bit on the rough side, but and this kid hasn't played a lot this year. He's been 63 games, 175 at bats or plate appearances.
Yeah.
With 40 hits, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, 8 walks, 40 strikeouts, and on base percentage of 316. So, but I mean, he has been 275, 250, 256, 279, 309. Yeah, so he's been in the league for a little while too. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. Most recently, he just had 2 hits in a game against Miami, which is not really exciting. But there we go. At least they're doing something here.
Man, oh man, yeah.
I feel like
It'll
you
be
guys
fun,
did
bro.
better.
Jeez.
We still need, I think, a closer, and that now that Miller's got a broken hand, that's the end of that. You know what I mean? It's like he's no longer on the trade block. There's no way that they're going to trade him, or no way that anybody's going to take him, because you never know what's going to happen once he gets back from a broken hand. So that takes him off the table. I thought Pittsburgh would maybe be sellers, but I don't think they are, because they are
53 and 50.
Yeah, as I say, they're a couple games over 500 now, so they're actually turning it around a little bit here. So Bednar is going to be off the list. So that's going to really kind of limits the closing roles.
I mean, if Boston really wants to get rid of Kenley Jansen, go get him as your closer. Like, if Boston is really that set on getting rid of Kenley Jansen, which it seems like they are, and I don't understand why when you look at the position they're in, go get Kenley Jansen, because he's very good come postseason also.
Yeah, but Boston's right in the middle of the mix too.
Yeah, I know, but they've been trying to get rid of him all year, and they're still saying that's their top priority at the deadline is to get rid of Kenley Jansen. I don't know if it's because of what he's getting paid or why the reason is, but they've been trying to get rid of him since this offseason. That's still their plan to come the deadline is to move on from Kenley.
I find it interesting that the Phillies were able to get rid of Dominguez and Pache here. I thought that's actually really interesting to me.
Yes, Rob. We talked about the Mariners and them basically trading out France for Randy and having the same batting. So we covered that at the top.
Yeah. So I mean, Pache has been. I mean, they kept him on the roster this year because he was good in the clubhouse. That was his MO. Dominguez actually had flashes 2 years ago and then hasn't been able to come back since then. So I think that they were finally just done with that. But hopefully he can do well over in Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore definitely needs the pitching help. They are in desperate need of pitching help.
Yeah.
They got the bats. They just cannot seem to, their pitchers just get hurt down there. But so far, so good. I like that. That gives us one thing.
I'd like to see my Astros do something. Damn it! I mean, we still got 3 solid ones in the rotation, but that 4th one, that's good. Nobody's gonna go to Trevor Bauer, but God, I'd like to see them pick him up.
Somebody's going to pick him up.
Yes.
Somebody is going to pick him up.
Eventually, somebody will get him. I just don't know if it'll get him this year or over the offseason.
It wouldn't surprise me. You want to talk about weirdo? They were talking yesterday the Phillies when they were doing an interview with the with the manager Rob Thompson, that he was interested in maybe going to a sixth man rotation, and
Oh,
that who would be that sixth pitcher. That there isn't many out there. There's not much out there for this. Now, I don't know how Trevor Bauer's been pitching all season long since we talked about him last.
right. Well, he
Um,
hasn't been pitching bad. I mean, he hasn't done anything out of the ordinary other than what he was doing.
so it makes me wonder if the Phillies might be in the market.
That would be interesting. God, if y'all picked that had Trevor Bauer in your rotation, along with what else you have now,
That would give us a good four.
Yeah.
I would
Four,
not
and
want to
then
go up against that lineup at all.
and then
And you have Bauer on the super cheap. Damn.
that could possibly happen. And Robert, I'm coming.
Yeah. Yep.
So yes, I will be there.
The tickets, his plane tickets officially purchased. So definitely gonna be here. And Stanley, yeah, I've been working on these silver stripes for a long time. It's I believe they call that being married.
Oh yeah. I got all kinds of silver stripes.
So I added to it a little bit last night. So my wife is she's off to Eastern Washington with her friends. They're having a girls' weekend, right? Which all that means is I'm actually going to get some stuff done here. And so
Yeah, boss, that sounds like a good weekend.
they get an hour out. They're about to head over the Cascades, and they get a flat.
Oh, damn.
And of course, they don't know how to change a flat. And they have AAA. AAA says we're 2.5 hours out.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
It's an hour away from where I'm at. So now I have to drive up the pass and change a flat. And I'm just like, really? So then after doing all of that, they go to continue on and they're doing some road maintenance up there. So they're doing some rock blasting up on the pass. So it's closed for 4 hours. And me getting there and changing the flat put them just behind when they shut the freeway down. So they were going to have to wait another 4 hours, which have been like 2 a.m. at that point. And so they end up having to come home. They ended up leaving this morning. I was like, man, I was going to have a chill night by myself. Instead, I'm driving up the pass and changing tires and stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to say that went to shit quick.
Right?
That's why there's AAA.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Except it was going to be a 2.5 hour wait for them.
Hey,
AAA to actually get
that's
out there.
all right. A pillow, a blanket. Hey, take a nap.
Hey, listen, it was a 5 hour. It was a 5 hour excursion, anyways, because you took an hour to get up there, and then you were stuck up there for 4 hours.
Well, no. They just turned around and came home. They didn't wait. They drove over this morning after it opened. So, but my plan was just to hang out. I was going to actually finally watch Hard Knocks because I've already watched it. But I'm curious, right? Because I've seen clips, and yeah. So didn't get to do that.
I haven't heard about the forest people. Guys coming out of the woods looking like Jay. You got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny because where they ended up having to get, where they had to pull over is where I used to go up when I was a kid to go shooting. So I'm like, all right, they can't sit there forever.
Yeah, Claw, the Vikings have been to 4 Super Bowls, right? You do know that?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you know.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, they haven't won any, but they've been.
They've been to 4.
Oh, I know they've been to 4. Fucking haven't been to any since I've been alive either. Yeah.
So Robert, I haven't gotten those details yet. I haven't gotten tickets yet. So it's a matter of, I know that I'm coming in and I will be arriving somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2:00, I think it is. And after that, I got to get a hotel or an Airbnb and get all that stuff. I'm not as concerned about that. I can't imagine that Seattle is such the tourist hub this time of year.
So there's, believe it or not, there's actually a lot of tourism. A lot of people drive here though. Like you'll see a lot of out of state plates. But as far as going to the game, they are slumping at the right time. So we probably saved some money by not buying the tickets yet.
Perfect. And I don't need much. I could do standing room only, go walk around all the stadium, go find out different things. I'm sure that there will be people that are like, hey, are you out here in Seattle? And I'll be like, yes, I am. And they will send me their tickets and I will have to go see them and say hello and take a picture. And
yeah, that works too.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it out there. I think that I've never been to that stadium. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. And anybody who's watching who is in LA, I'm letting you know, I will be in LA for a couple of games as well. So let's go do the Dodgers.
Yeah, that'll be a good series.
Yeah, actually, the Phillies love playing in LA. They love playing the Dodgers in general. We beat them most of the time. So, I mean, obviously, it's not an every time situation. Sometimes they do get us, but I mean, the last time I remember them, beating us badly, they swept us in LA, and they came then back to Philadelphia at one point. And it was like they beat us in the middle of the season. They swept us pretty good. And it was in 2008. And that was when Charlie Manuel, we won the first 3 games and we had the 4th game. And Charlie was like, yeah, we still owe them one more. And then we smoked them that 4th game too. And so they swept us out there. We swept them out here. So.
Nice.
And I think looks like they got Kershaw back now. So that should be interesting to see.
Yeah, Kershaw started his first game last night.
Yeah.
For the W. Did get the W. So, and he will be pitching. That means he will be pitching.
Yeah.
Will he be pitching against the Phillies? No, he won't be. Because let's see. It's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. He might start the series with Philly. So that Monday night, which is perfect because we eat up Kershaw for breakfast.
Pass the red sauce, please.
Yeah,
that's what I like about that series. There is, it's going to be your pitching against their bats. I think that'll be a good battle.
Well, it was our pitching against their bats here, and that was called a sweep.
Yep. Yep. No, I mean, the longer the season goes, I think the more your World Series victory prediction has something behind it for sure. Like
well, I mean, so the last 38 games were 19-19. So you could say that this is a little bit of a slide, especially in the last. We've lost the last 3 series, so it's like we are 3-6 in the last 9 specific.
Okay.
This Cleveland series is going to be a really good testament to where we're at. It's like today they don't have their best pitcher, but tomorrow they do. They have their 2, 1 and 2 starter for the rest of the series after tonight. So.
And what you said about that too is I'm curious to know where this Cleveland team would be if Shane Bieber was pitching. Because they are doing this good without even Shane Bieber in that rotation.
He's not coming back this season.
Oh yeah, Tommy John.
So.
Yes, Rob, I'll be at all 3.
So yeah, I mean Cleveland's got. I think Cleveland do they have the best record in the AL now? Cleveland.
I think they're half a game back of Baltimore.
So if they had Bieber, they would have the best record in the AL. But you have to wonder how much better Cleveland would be if they had Bieber in the position they would be in at this point.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell because you figure that one of those pitchers would then not be pitching, So or they're pitching against different folks. So it's like you can't really say one way or another. They'd probably be very similar. Maybe get an extra 3 or 4 games. But extra 3 or 4 games would actually put them, right with us, like just about tied with us.
Yep.
So.
I put that in the wrong spot. Just sent it 5 times on all the platforms, but
yeah, that's okay.
You can never have enough.
Right. So what do you guys got going on this weekend? We're pretty much at the end of the show here. What are you guys up to?
Man, I got the Dodgers Friday in Houston, or tonight, I should say. So that should be interesting to see how they play.
So in other words, the Mariners.
This may be the one they lose because I have bad luck like that. We'll see.
So in other words, the Mariners will be back in first because they get the White Sox. So yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Texas is coming on pretty strong. The Rangers are starting to come on now.
Well, they just played the White Sox, so they just swept the White Sox in a 4-game set. So
that'll do it every time.
Yeah.
I have Cleveland.
They're 3.5 back, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they were 3, but yeah, they could be 3.5 if they didn't play. Let's see, what do we got?
I mean, they're right up on us. I mean,
no, they're 2.5. They're 2.5.
So if we don't start getting our butt together, they could very easily take over first.
Well, and they're starting to get healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Which is never a good sign. And they're heating up at the right time, too.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But, I mean, it's going to be an interesting next couple of days. And then, but like I said, I got Cleveland here, and I'm going to all 3 of those games. And then we have the Yankees thereafter, so.
I'm just ready for college football. Let's crank this thing up. UT's in the SEC. Oklahoma's in the SEC. I want to see some good SEC football now, damn it. This will be fun.
Yeah.
I could care less about college.
Hey, that's all right. You're a Penn State guy, I would imagine, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Penn State is not in Philly. So. So, all right, Robert, you look at the game tickets and then look at pizzas.
All right.
So.
Let's do it.
No Goldschlager. We don't need any Goldschlager. I'm foregoing the gold flakes.
And that brings us to the top of the hour. If you were playing along with us today, be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our stuff to you. And, of course, if you're watching on Roku, stay tuned for the next hour. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend, gentlemen. See you all on Monday.
Take care, guys.
Yep.